Welcome to Kharis Tutorials. I'm Simeon. I'll be taking you on this lace ashwebi style, and it's an off-shoulder princess that's Bustier. I'll be using two different fabrics. That's my lace fabric and also a bridal satin to line and also to make the half length of the dress. And the measurements you're going to be needing are the underbust, half length, and the full length of our dress. We'll be needing the shoulder and the round shoulder measurement, and of course our sleeve length. We'll be needing the bust circumference, under bust circumference, waist circumference, and the hip circumference measurements. Don't forget we upload our cutting and sewing tutorial separately. If you're watching the cutting, you need to also watch the video of the sewing tutorial. So let's quickly move to the cutting table. Welcome back. I'll be working on the base first, and I'll be cutting out the satin fabric. All I'll just do is place the fabric on my lace to cut, so it will be easier to cut that way. I'll be cutting the base, and from the shoulder to the half length is 14 inches and the full length is 57. So what I will just do is subtract my 14 inches. So this is my 14. The full length is 57 inches, and I'll add 2 inches extra, that's 59. Then to fold, I'll be using the hip measurement. This time around it's going to be +6 divided by 4, and that's because I'll just use this fabric to turn the two sides of my lace. I'll not be holding any dart, so I don't really want too much excess. So it's just the same as the normal hip measurement divided by 4 plus 1.5 inches now. So it's going to be hip plus 6 divided by 4. So I have my hip measurement of 44 plus 6 is 50, and divided by 4 I have 12.5. So I've folded my fabric, as we can see. So now I'm going to continue the measurements. We have the underbust circumference measurement +6 divided by 4, the waist +6 divided by 4, the hip +6 divided by 4. The hip now is 12.5 inches, so I'm going to subtract 1.5 inches, and that'll make it 11.5 inches. So I maintain my 11.5 inches all the way to the end of the dress. So we're going to connect. This is actually for a pregnant woman, so you might not see the figure 8 shape coming out. This time around it's not for Kharis. Okay, so this is going to be the front. I'll cut it out and place this to cut the back as well. Remember, we need to add our zipper allowance to the back. So all I'll just do, fold your fabric, add your zipper allowance 1.5 inches or 2 inches to the back. Alright, so just I've done what I said, and I've added my 1.5 inches. So I'm going to cut, and I'll split the back. The next thing I'm going to do now is to place my the satin. I'm just going to place it on the lace fabric to cut exactly what I have, both the front and the back. Okay, just like I've explained, this is the back and this is the front. All you need to do is place your satin to cut it out. So we'll move to the half length now. Alright, to cut the half length, it's an off shoulder, so it's going to be a princess bustier dress. So I'm taking off 5 inches. You can make do with 4 inches, but I'm using 5 inches, and the half length is 14 inches. I added 1.5 inches, that's my 15 inches. Under bust is 13 inches. I added half an inch, making 13.5 because of the joining, and I have my armhole of 8.5 inches. Now to fold the fabric, I'll be folding using the bust measurement +8 divided by 4. is still the same thing as your bust measurement divided by 4 plus 2 inches, and the bust measurement plus 8 divided by 4 plus 2. I added extra 2 inches because it's a bustier dress, a princess that bustier. So that's extra 2 inches. I'm going to fold it first. I'll hide it first. That's the extra 2 inches I added, so that I can easily bring out my normal measurements. Alright, so to continue the normal measurement, I have the bust measurement plus 8 divided by 4, that's 13, and I have the under bust circumference measurement plus 8 divided by 4, that's 11.5 inches. Now the shoulder measurement divided by 2, shoulder is 15 divided by 2 is 7.5. Then because it's an off shoulder dress, minus 1.5. So from my minus 1.5, I'm going to take it to the armhole, to the bust measurement to create my armhole. Then from the bust, I'll connect to the under bust circumference measurement. Then I'll cut it out. Alright, so before I proceed, I'll just use this to cut out the back. Since I'll be needing my zipper allowance, I'll just unfold the 2 inches and cut it out exactly. I need to split the back. And of course, in case you don't want a straight neck design, this is the back I'm still working with, and remember it's minus 5. In case you still want a deeper neck design and you don't want it straight, you can go ahead like taking your 6 or 7 inches or 8 inches as the depth measurement, then connect from the shoulder. That's depending on the shape you want. You can always go ahead to cut it out. This is the back, and this is the front. I'm going to use this to cut out the princess dart. Remember, the back has an extra 2 inches, which is the zipper allowance, so I also need to hide the 2 inches first. Alright, and the front is going to be the normal measurement. Okay, so to bring the front now, the extra 2 inches that was added, I need to unfold it, which I have done, and I'm going to start my measurement from there. Now the back, I have my 2 inches extra folded for the zipper allowance, but on the front I unfolded the 2 inches, so I'll just place it now to measure the normal princess dart. And from the middle, my dart measurement is 4 inches. Then I'll continue the 4 inches till I get to the nipple point. You can always measure to get your nipple point. So I'm going to take, since this is minus 5, remember it's minus 5, so I'm just going to bring this from the armhole, and then I'll connect to cut it out. So I'm cutting this together with the back. Alright, now still working on the front. I don't want to start looking for this, so I'm good like that. Still working on the front. I'm going to take from the under bust. This is my minus 5. This is my under bust measurement, and this is my half length. From the under bust measurement, the measurement to the nipple point is 3.5 inches. You can always measure to get this. It's 3.5 inches. Now, from this dart measurement, I'm going to take 1.5 inches. The 1.5 inches will stop at my under bust, and also on the armhole, I'm going to take 1 inch. Now to connect this, from my armhole, the 1 inch, I'll connect to the nipple point, and from there I'll connect to the under bust measurement. I took 1.5 from the half length, and it's coming straight to the under bust measurement, and on the armhole 1 inch. So I'm going to connect this to the nipple point, and from the nipple point back to the under bust measurement. You can always use your cuff set, and in case you don't have one, always find your way to trace it out. So I'm also going to cut okay, so this is what we have. Now the neck design on the front. The neck design on the front, since it's -5, I'm going to take the depth measurement of 6.5 inches. 6.5 inches. You can always go ahead with whatever measurement you want. So from my 6.5 inches, I'll connect, bringing out a sweetheart neck, and I'll cut. You can as well have a V shape, a U shape, a round shape, or any design of your choice. Alright, so let's see what we have after cutting. This is the front, and this is what we have, the princess bustier off shoulder, and this is the back, a normal princess that's at the back. Now I'm going to cut another of these. I'll just place this, still using the same fabric. I'll just place this to cut the front, and I'll also place this to cut the back. Of course, I'm to measure down 4 inches. Now this time around, it's coming out. I'm going to ignore that as well. So it's going to come out very big. I want my sleeve very big. So all I'm going to do here is to pleat. I'm going to pleat to add to the sleeve. I'm sure you're not going to miss the sewing tutorial because this is the cutting. And on the other hand, I'm going to attach my elastic. So at the end of my sewing, it's going to come out very big. So you know, we upload the cutting and sewing of our tutorial separately. This is the cutting. You still need to watch how to sew. Like I said, ignore your round sleeve measurement. So in total now, I have 16 inches with a length of 20 inches. So this is what I'm going to cut out. In case you still want it very big, you can go ahead, just do whatever you want. Don't forget, our tutorials, we upload cutting separately and sewing separately. So anytime you're watching how to cut, kindly watch how to sew. And when you watch how to sew, you also need to watch how to cut for better understanding. All right, so this is how big my sleeve is. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is to cut out a detachable flare. And of course, just to fold my fabric, cut out flare. It's going to be a full flare. And I also have a tutorial on how to cut different types of flare. In case you want 360 degree, 720, 1440 degree flare, kindly watch how to cut different types of flare. This is my sleeve, and I'm going to make to cut my detachable flare as well. I'm sure you don't want to miss out of our sewing tutorial. Till I see you next class.